Hi, everyone. Thanks again for joining us for another episode of the Daily BizLink. Kathleen Gramzay is back for our Wednesday Wellness series. And today we're talking about the self-care paradigm. So Kathleen, thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure. Yeah, we have been talking about emergency mode for most of what we've been talking about so far. And basically, we said last week that the one thing that we can do for sure is step one is stop hitting the switch of our emergency, not stop triggering it ourselves, right? And triggering it through the things that we know, anything that increases our anger, our frustration, our resentment, our anxiety, or our depression. So how we do that ourselves is through sugar, through caffeine, through alcohol, through substances, through spending time reading a bunch of stuff on the internet that we know makes us crazy, right? All those things we can just stop. Because today, what we really want to talk about is getting to the other side and switching ourselves. We are designed to live in the other side, which is a restoration resilient side. And that's the parasympathetic side. This is where all the good stuff we love. This is where we feel good. This is where we get great sleep. This is where our frontal lobe is functioning and firing, and we're creative in our thinking. And the most important part, until I get excited about this is where positive social engagement is even possible. So this is where we get along with our families. This is where we like ourselves more. This is where we let things roll easier. This is where we are more tolerant and empathetic and considerate of other people. And that is all in parasympathetic. So the most important thing to remember is that positive social engagement is not possible, literally, neurologically not possible. It's not engaged when we're in emergency mode. Now, if you think about or wonder if really, is the impact of the pandemic, right, the chronic stress, the trauma level stress, is it really that serious? Is it really that big of a deal? Well, I would invite you to take a look at, I don't know about you, but people punching and duking it out in the airport is definitely not normal. Right? So we really want to get an understanding that when we look at people, when we see people that are acting in incredibly non-understandable ways, right? Incomprehensible ways, that it is an example of those auto behaviors that happen when we get in those patterns of thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and then the body, deals with all of it. So we want to talk about the paradigm shift for self-care. Self-care has been thought of as something that, oh, it's nice. Oh, it'd be nice if I could do it. Oh, it's a luxury. Yeah. The shift is, it's time for everyone to understand that self-care, flipping our nervous system switch, right, is as critical to our mental, emotional, and physical well-being as water and food are to our bodies. It's critical, right? Not just nice, not just maybe I should do it. I need to make this a priority in my day every day, because I'm not just taking care of myself. I'm literally flipping my nervous system switch. I get to be in parasympathetic. I get to be resilient. I get to be joyful. I get to be the person I know I really am. It's a whole nother concept. So I'm going to ask you all who are watching this, I really want you to think about this. You have the power to do a lot. And if you are in a state where you're having trouble, your switch is stuck, then get help, ask for help, ask for a trusted friend. If you don't have the bandwidth to look stuff up, to figure out what you need in terms of support, ask a trusted friend who's balanced and stable, and you can say, can you help me? Or obviously, if you have a company that has great benefits, and go talk to them, find out, there's plenty of help if you need it. But everybody has this in them. Everybody has the capacity to either switch it yourself or get help so that you can unstick that switch.
I think this is really powerful. And for those individuals that are feeling a little stuck or not feeling like themselves, this would be something to be a little bit more mindful of. So if you're not feeling great, if you're not feeling yourself, then I would encourage you to be, putting more time and energy into self-care. So Kathleen, really appreciate you sharing this really important topic, because I know a lot of my friends, family members, and people that I know in the business community could really learn a lot from this specific conversation. So as we look to wrap up today's conversation, is there anything else that you'd like to leave our audience with?
Yes. tips for this week. Okay. And really think about this and then think about how it applies to you and what you can do different today. Number one, stop feeding the emergency mode beast. Media, anything that stimulates all that, media, alcohol, sugar, coffee, whatever your particular substance is, where you know you're doing it and you go into a worse place. Second is pick 3 of your fave 5-minute resets. Singing a song, looking at your child's face, looking at the videos, laughing, doing jumping jacks, breathing, meditating, moving. I don't care what it is. Pick 3, 5 minutes in your day and schedule them in your calendar, preferably after something you know is highly stressful. Okay. Or if you got to do something, set yourself up to already be in a better space to handle it. And the fourth is write down every night. Just start carrying a little journal, do it on your phone. I don't care where you do it, but just write it down, what you did and what difference it made and what you noticed, so that you can start imprinting this into your wiring and into your nervous system of getting you used to flipping your resilience switch.
Great. Well, Kathleen, thanks so much for joining us for this week's episode of the Wednesday Wellness.
My pleasure.